have to overcome, because for so many of our young people, there's a fear. And for so many of our families, there's a fear. So I've had to worry over the years. Charlene's had to worry. Was Dante safe each night? There are so many families in this city who feel that each and every night. Is my child safe? And not just from some of the painful reality of crime and violence in some of our neighborhoods, but are they safe from the very people they want to have faith in as their protectors? That's the reality.
All right, folks, welcome back. Time for the Malzberg panel. Co-host of Steele and Ungar and senior political contributor for Forbes.com, Rick Ungar, and columnist and contributing editor for TheRoot.com, David Swerdlick. And gentlemen, that's probably the most vulgar thing I've ever seen a politician do. A mayor of New York calling his own police force racist, with a history of racism, and saying he fears for the life of his own black son. And then we have 2 dead cops. And the question being asked by the PBA and others, David, is what the heck do you expect?
Well, look, Steve, I first want to say that this is clearly a terrible tragedy. My heart goes out personally to the families of those police officers. With regard to the clip you just played of Mayor de Blasio, look, Mayor de Blasio could have worded that differently. He could have found a different way to come at that topic. But I don't think that it's a what did you expect situation, or that there's a blame to be placed on Mayor de Blasio for articulating from his point of view what parents of African-American kids discuss with their kids about the way they interact with police. I mean, that's just what actually happens. So if, New Yorkers don't feel like he, should have waded in there as a mayor, then New Yorkers will express that at the ballot box. But I don't share your view that this is in any way reprehensible.
But African-American parents, what do African-American parents tell their kids? What the mayor should have said was, what the president should have said was, what Eric Holder should say is, what Al Sharpton should say is, teach your kids to respect the police. I've never heard those words cross the lips of any of those people. David?
First of all, it's certain to even put the president and the attorney general in that same conversation, Steve, I think is way off base.
Are you kidding?
They've been
Are you kidding? They're the worst.
The president and the attorney general have been completely restrained and balanced all the way going back to August 9th in the Mike Brown and all these other subsequent cases.
The attorney general said, David, on Friday, that he can't say that a person of color shouldn't be afraid of a cop. He just said that Friday. What do you think, Rick?
I think we're having the wrong conversation. Everybody's so busy laying blame. You can take shots, I think, correctly at the mayor. You can take shots, at least I think you can, at what the president of the police union said this weekend. I didn't think that was necessary. Fact of the matter is, in the city in which I live, we've now got a big problem. And the only way that problem is getting fixed is if these 2 sides sit down at the table, find a way to solve their problems without taking shots at each other, because the police have to be respected. The mayor's office, and I admit I'm not the biggest fan of this mayor, but the mayor's office has to be respected. They got to work this out, or we're going to spend years with the 2 forces at war. And you know who loses? We lose. So everybody's got to get past this. You can take sides, you can throw blame around, you can get angry. Not going to help anybody. Not going to help people on the streets of New York. Let's get these 2 sides together. Let's get past this.
Well, the mayor spoke again today, David, and he didn't say anything outrageous. He didn't say anything, he's not a good speaker. He's a Marxist. He should go back to Cuba, like it was said by.
You're not helping your cause.
I'm not. Oh, that's too darn bad. I'm not helping. You know
so
what?
Busy being
you know
angry.
what? Yeah, I'm so busy being angry. Oh, 2 dead cops, and you don't like what Lynch did? It wasn't helpful. What the hell do you expect Lynch to say?
I certainly don't expect him to say what he said this weekend. Are you more worried about the politics of the mayor being what you say is a Marxist? Are you more worried about the people of New York having the quality police force that they have without interference from the mayor's office? Are you more worried about the 2 of them working stuff out so we can keep having a quality police force? I love the police department in this city.
Well, de Blasio hates it.
But he doesn't hate it.
No.
And, I don't see how you add or benefit the conversation with the extremism. It just, I'm a New Yorker.
You know what? When you got 2 dead cops, you get extreme.
Do you?
Yeah, because the mayor is an extremist on the other side. Go ahead, David.
Steve, look, I have to agree with Rick in terms of this idea that, look, this is not the time for either side, if there are sides, to score political points. I think Rick is making a great point. Not enough
Not
people
political
are making that
points.
point
It's
right
about
now.
reality on the
But
ground.
Steve,
You have a
Steve,
mayor
not
who
let-
called his police force racist and said he fears for his son's life. I haven't heard him
Steve,
take that back.
you're not even letting me answer the question you
Gotta
were
go. Harry Houk's next.
And I think it's a time for everyone to take stock. That there are things that unite us. There are things that we hold dear together as New Yorkers, as Americans. We all see the world through the prism of our own families. I think it's a time for everyone to put aside political debates, put aside protests, put aside all of the things that we will talk about in due time.
All right, folks, that was Mayor de Blasio, the mayor of New York City, earlier today at a charity function where he spoke. He is scheduled to have a press conference along with the chief of police, the commissioner of New York City Police Department, and if that happens within this half hour, we'll bring it to you. We're rejoined by the Malzberg panel, co-host of Steele and Ungar, senior political contributor for Forbes.com, Rick Ungar, and columnist and contributing editor for TheRoot.com, David Swerdlick. Before we have time, hopefully, to switch to Sony, let me ask you guys, once you say something, it's pretty hard. Let's take David Sheldon Richardson of the Jets, for instance. After Ferguson, he tweeted out, "They let this pig get off." And now he's like, yesterday, this is wrong what they did to the cops. You can't have it both ways, like I don't think the mayor could have it both ways. Either you apologize for what you said and recognize it was incitement and move on, or what you say now in the wake of the insightful remarks is meaningless.
Steve, I don't know what the Jets player said. I don't consider what an athlete tweets out there. They certainly have influence on people, but I don't consider that a person in a position of authority. You want to talk about what the mayor said or the president said? Look, in the last segment, we were talking about the president and the attorney general, and you were critical of the attorney general for saying that on the one hand, he can't tell all young men of color that they should feel okay, and he can't, on the other hand, he can't tell all police that they should feel okay and safe. And even if you don't agree with that, to act like that's inciting people or that's irresponsible, I just don't think that's right. Look, black parents do tell their kids, Steve, to respect the police, but they also grapple with how to make their kids understand that there may be situations where they're going to be viewed as a suspect even if they haven't done anything wrong. And that's an experience that men of color have almost universally. The Attorney General explained his experiences. I've been on your show before and told my experiences. So again,
all right,
to say, I don't like de Blasio or the way he handled it, but to act like they're inciting people to attack cops, I don't think is right.
Well, it depends how and Rick, we had these protests. Why didn't the media show that protest, that cell phone video of them saying, what do we want, dead cops? When do we want them
I
out?
think they are showing it now.
Now they are.
I played it this morning. But you know what? I think that you raise a really good point. People tend to miss something. Protest, demonstration, fundamentally important, fundamental right under our Constitution. But when people go out there and start yelling, what do we want, dead cops? Not only is that not constitutionally protected, it's like yelling fire in a crowded theater. It's just plain wrong. I wonder what the people who are out there doing that are thinking this morning. It is horrendous. It was horrible. It's about time it got the attention, but that doesn't mean people shouldn't demonstrate. It's uniquely American. But come on, have we learned nothing from what happened in the 60s?
David?
Again, I think Rick makes a really good point, Steve, but I just don't see how you go from, I think Rick is right to condemn the people that were chanting that in the street. I don't see how you go from that to blaming the mayor or the president for that. I just feel strongly about that. Sorry.
Well, nobody could hold them legally responsible. Just like Al Sharpton couldn't be held legally responsible. Couldn't be held legally responsible when he
have gone out of their way to say that they want people.
No, they haven't. David, you said to me something. You said to me, David, you said that black parents teach their kids to respect the cops. Have you?
Yes.
You show me once. Email me if we run out of time. Where has Obama said it? Where has Holder said it? Where has de Blasio said it? Where has Sharpton said it? I want to see the quotes.
Look,
You have
I'm
them?
sure the president said it. I
Yeah.
will go back and find
Yeah,
the
well,
other-
you find
We'll
it for
both-
me.
We'll both go digging for him.
All
We'll
right,
send him in.
all right. Hey,
And I hear
guys,
the
guys,
music.
happy holidays, Merry
Same to
Christmas,
you,
and
same
better
to
times
you.
ahead. Thank you both for a very spirited debate. We're coming back, folks. If the press conference happens, we'll get it to you. Otherwise, give me 5.